Well, good morning. This is Cryptocurrency, Crypto Corner, Andy and Nicole. This is part two of uh, the prior video we just sent you. We showed all the crashes in Bitcoin history, and now we're going to show them in a log view, and we're going to see exactly what's going on here. We defined and quantified the crash, why it happened, what happened. Now, what do you do? Well, now this is really the period of time where you re-enter the market. This crypto market has opened up this critical buying window because the next phase of what I'm about to show you is when all the money's made in this 4-year cycle of that we use the indice of halving, it quote unquote indice of halving. It gives us a starting point, and then we've got data from the past that will support what I believe will happen next, because everything's cyclical in nature. And we talked about it briefly in the last video. Interest rates, inflation, deflation, the stock market, Bitcoin, and you're going to see cyclical. And a matter of fact, I use this as a little prop. Here in Ohio, we're going to have the 17-year cicada come, and it's cyclical, and it's a little bug. And this is the exoskeleton. I know it's kind of funny, but it kind of fits in what I'm trying to get across to you today, that everything is cyclical. And you give something enough data, it will come up with a pretty accurate answer. You know, everybody talks about artificial intelligence and computers can think and all this. That's nonsense. It's data, it's input, it's information. And you put enough information into a computer or enough data points, you can realistically predict, if you will, accurately what will happen next. So what's happened now is all the weak hands in crypto are, as we talked about in the first video, those people that got in 1 to 3 months, got scared and left. That's healthy. Now, the 800,000 accounts and the $14 billion that was lost because of leverage, again, this is healthy for the ecosystem. When anything goes up too far, too fast, it's always dangerous. There's always going to be consolidation. There's always going to be a pullback. I don't care. I mean, look at real estate. We're cyclical. Low interest rates, high interest rates. I remember back in the 80s, it was double digits interest rates, 18, 19%. Nobody was buying a house. There was more houses for sale than you could ever want to look at, but nobody could afford them. Nobody could afford the pricing of them. And now here we are, you know, years later, now interest rates are at zero. There's free money everywhere. And now there's no houses. So everything's cyclical. It's kind of like the complexity theory. You help one entity, but you destroy two in the process. And I could do a whole video just on that. But the fact is, history tells us that this latest price correction fits neatly. I mean, neatly in the pattern that precedes the parabolic phase. This Bitcoin bull market, we've seen it before 3 times now. It's called halving. So we start from there and we go our cycles from there. So the chart below shows what I'm talking about. And let's see if we can scroll down here a bit. So this 4-year cycle, when you look at what's happening, you have a bullish year, a neutral year, or I'm sorry, a bearish, neutral, bullish, parabolic year. Bearish years are trending downward, and then you have a consolidation period where the trading really stays within a end, if you will, within a certain range of value. And this is critical because as long as it's not losing value, we're still consolidating. So the bullish year, you can see there's peaks and you can see there's crashes. What we just saw is right here, B. That's where we are right now in this 4-year cycle. When you read below, started Bitcoin from 2014 to 2017, we use condensed scales. So you can see the price fluctuations in the first 3 phases. But notice the highs are higher, the lows are higher. So that's a good bullish upward trend. That's where I think we are right now. The quarter here, we've seen the accumulation, and then we had a slight, which is where I believe we are right here. We are just now entering into a parabolic phase. in my opinion. So let's look a little bit further. So year 1 is bearish, 2 is neutral, 3 is bullish, and 4 is parabolic. This is I realized the most amount of gains. See, the key is the transition from the bullish year to the parabolic year is always the most significant price correction, ending a cyclical low, point B in the chart. So when you look at B in the chart, truly what we just experienced here on, what was it, last Blood Wednesday, that's where we are on the chart. This is what you have to look for. Let's just say the rest of 2021 will be very favorable. These weak hands, they only had ownership from 1 to 3 months. I mean, that's barely dipping your toe in the water. And if you're that skirmish, you're in the wrong place, because Bitcoin is volatility and it's going to continue to have volatility. But I think of volatility as profitability. These are the times, you always hear buy low, sell high. Well, you'll never hit the exact low and you'll never hit the exact high, but you can come damn close. So to get a sense of how these gains can be, just look at the same Bitcoin chart using standard scaling. So here we are. Peaks and valleys of 4 years ago are barely even a blip. Yes, I know we just took a 40% beating. We've retracted now, what, 10% already? And it's been 3 days. So was that the low? Maybe it was. We're going to I'm not going to call the low yet. I don't like doing that. Myself in a box, and then you guys get all crazy and yell at me and say, Andy, you said this. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm saying conditions are favorable from past data of the performance of what I believe will happen very soon in this parabolic year. So share these slides with you because I don't like technical analysis, and I don't, because people's eyes glaze over and they don't understand it. Most people, they are linear thinkers. They want to know what the price is going to be. What should I invest in? And I really don't even like recommending coins. I mean, I can base it on what I like and the research I've done. And I try to share as good and as honest and fair and as equitably as I can with you folks, because I know if you're starting out, it can be complex. I get it. So I'm saying right now is the singular point in time which marks the onset of parabolic phase in the markets, a period that could be one of the mere wealth lifetime. These things only come around once in a lifetime. And some of the people that were very, very aggressive, the people that just got caught with, leverage out there, I get it. They're being very aggressive. My risk versus reward is not as aggressive as they are. I don't need to be greedy. Back in the day when I used to work on Wall Street and I used to be in financials and do all that stuff, boy, if you could get 10 or 15% annual return, you were like on the front of Fortune 500 magazine. That's nothing here in crypto. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of velocity. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of invention. There's a lot of tweaking of different types of currencies that do an array of things. Believe me, this is just getting started. And I think to prove my point even further, I'm going to quantify it and I'm going to put some numbers together and I'm going to show you market penetration, monetary velocity, and what's going on compared to what we have now in the fiat system compared to the entire market cap of crypto. So we're going to get into, we're going to quantify it. We're going to show you some numbers of why this is the best investment on the planet and has been for the last 7 years. So with that said, have a great day, guys. And now's a great time to re-enter the market. Just saying, have a good day.